Earlier in the week, Deebo Samuel tweeted, "Not struggling at all, just not getting the ball," with a bunch of exclamation points. It was then deleted. Here is some commentary from both Samuel and head coach Kyle Shanahan in reaction to the apparent frustrations of Deebo Samuel, as you see reflected there on the screen with that tweet. Let's hear from both Samuel and Shanahan.
You care to expand on your feelings or what you wanted to convey with that?
I mean, you read what you read. A little frustrated for sure.
Kyle and Brock said that you guys talk just about daily. Is getting touches and things like that something that's discussed during those kinds of conversations?
100%, yeah.
Do you see that? Do you sense that? I mean, as soon as you get the ball, that there's like 3 or 4 guys out there on the perimeter?
I mean, there's 3 or 4 guys whenever, it don't matter who got the ball.
We'd always love things to stay in-house. That's probably why I don't mess with social media. I'm sure I'd get worked up and stuff too if I was reading stuff about myself all the time, and then I'd maybe make a tweet or something. That's, I mean, is it a distraction in our building? No. I mean, we've got to answer questions about it. It's the first time I've talked about it is right here, but I mean, Deebo and I see each other every day and talk about stuff every day, so my advice is to not let outside frustrate you, because just answering those things isn't going to help you in any way. Usually only hurt you. But as far as like what we deal with in our relationships and our team, it's water under the bridge.
This isn't just guy who is expected to have bigger fantasy impact hearing it from fans. This is guy who knows that the sun may be setting on his time in San Francisco, and when it's time to count the beans after the season and allocate salary cap dollars, it's going to be hard to justify keeping Deebo Samuel around when you've paid Brandon Aiyuk, when Samuel's not contributing the way that he did to justify the payday in the first place. So, hey, guys, I want to earn my keep here. You're not giving me the chance to do it. And then you're going to hold it against me that I didn't produce when it's time to decide who stays and who goes, but I'm not producing because you kept me from getting the ball. It's almost like a reverse self-fulfilling prophecy or just a regular self-fulfilling prophecy where they want to be able to move on from him after the season. So they're getting him the ball less now. So it makes more sense to the fan base when he's no longer a 49er in 2025.
Yeah, and listen, I agree with you there. He's one of the guys I'd have circled on that roster to go, will he be there next year? I'm not sure about that. Star that. Let's deal with that later. I think that what you're saying is a very real possibility. I think when you just look at the structure of the team, the performance they're getting back out of that, and I think, too, to like Deebo Samuel's frustrations, it's a little bit of a snowball effect. It's all of it. It is, Ayuk's not there. So there's a little more there's eyes on him. They haven't run the ball the same. They haven't pass protected the same. Brock Purdy's been a little bit all over the place. So all of that has led to Deebo Samuel's production being down. And the biggest thing is because he's not a traditional receiver. He's a weapon. And when you're a weapon, you need all those other things I just talked about to work for your weaponry to have its utmost success. The reverses and the speed sweeps and the Deebo Samuel running back plays, they don't work unless McCaffrey's running well and catching the ball out of the backfield and we hit a few play action passes to Kittle down the middle. And, they're worried about Aiyuk down the right sideline, and that opens up the field for all these gadget plays. They're not that offense this year because of injuries. They haven't played as well, whatever. And then it goes into, so all the gadget plays aren't going to work. You got to win at receiver. And that's where he doesn't win enough when you watch the 49ers. And that's the problem there. And so that's where it goes. And then also into that, you just go, why tweet that? Why say that? Right? I mean, there's just no point in doing it. We're getting on A.J. Brown for just saying they want to pass the ball better. And everybody in the NFL is like, what does he mean by that? How dare he say that? After a win where they've won 9 weeks in a row. And Deebo Samuel, everybody's going to go, it's just, Deebo. And he's going to say something like that when they're struggling trying to get back in the playoff picture. And then when you take into the context, the quarterback was hurt, and then they were in 2 games where they got their ass kicked so quickly. Like, what did you think was going to happen on the offensive side of the ball? The stats weren't going to be good. So it's just not needed. I don't understand that. And Shanahan's going to handle it well, but you can tell it's still frustrating.
But let me broaden the lens a bit.
Yeah.
His signature season of 2021, and it was just 3 years ago, his
right.
Pro Bowl year. in 16 games
Yeah.
with 15 starts.
Right.
121 targets, 77 catches, 1,405 yards, 18.2 yards per catch on those 121 targets, 59 rushing attempts, 365 yards, 8 touchdowns, and a 6.2 yard per carry. Remember that, 18.2 yards per catch, 6.2 yards per carry. This year, he's got 64 targets in 12 games, 40 catches. He's averaging 13.8, not 18.2 yards per catch. And rushing, he's got 32 attempts. He's got 92 yards. He's averaging 2.9. 3 years ago, he's averaging 6.2. 3 years ago, he was electric. 3 years ago, he was kicking ass and taking names. Now, and whether it's him or it's the offense, I mean, all these running backs are injured. Why aren't we running him more? Why aren't we using him more? Getting the ball in his hands more? It might just be through the passage of time and the way he plays, Chris.
That's the
that rough and
yes,
tumble.
right.
There's only so much tread on the tires.
Right. You
There's
say all the
only
time.
so long you can play like that.
That's right. You said it. I feel like you said it on Monday. I can't remember who you were talking about, but we were like, that's 4 years ago. And you were like, that's an eternity in football. Oh, this is 3 years ago. And I think you're spot on, Mike. He's a car crash wide receiver. It's a rare thing to say. But he is. He was never known for incredible long speed, right? It was acceleration, make people miss, and his physicality. And, yeah, I think when you look at that and all the mileage he has on him from years like that and all that, it's not the same explosive ability. And then when you couple the offense into that and that they're just not as explosive and wide open as years past, it's hurt him. It definitely has. So, yeah, Mike, you're right. It's going to be interesting to see what they do with him here in the offseason. It's a big game for the 49ers
3 years
tonight.
ago.
Yeah.
3 years ago, Deebo Samuel was what Puka Nacua is now. So enjoy Puka Nacua while you can, because 3 years from now, all that banging, all that violence against the ground, he hits the ground harder than he hits other people because he wants to catch the ball, and he doesn't matter if he's falling straight into the green cement covered by fake grass. So when you play that way, there's a price to pay. And Deebo's paying the price now, and the younger guys that play that same way are going to pay the price later. The human body can only take so much. Hi, it's Mike Florio. Thanks for watching PFT on YouTube. Hit subscribe for the latest news and analysis from Pro Football Talk.